She's one of Germany's most prized actresses. In the English language world, we know Nina Hoss from TV series Homeland and the film A Most Wanted Man. The award-winning actress is in Paris promoting her new film The Audition, where she plays Anna, a violin teacher who pushes a young protégé to great heights, but at great cost.
Jonas, komm doch mal her. Willst du Alexander nicht mal begleiten? Jonas, konzentrier dich bitte. Komm, nochmal.
Spiel nicht mehr.
Bitte nimm die Geige und spiel weiter.
Lass mich in Ruhe, ich spiel nicht mehr!
It's about a woman, Anna Bronsky. She's a violin teacher, but you can tell pretty quickly that that's maybe not what she initially planned to be. She probably studied the violin because she wanted to be give concerts and to be on stage. And I think she's at a moment in time where she reflects on her life and goes over it and kind of thinks, is this it? Is this it now till the end of my days? Am I happy? And all of that takes her out of balance slightly. She tries all kinds of things to get back into balance, to be that person that she wants to be, and doesn't quite succeed. And that has an effect on her pupil. She puts too much pressure on herself and she gives that down to her son, to her student, and if she crosses boundaries. There are so many different things going on in her and in this film that I found very surprising and interesting.
And on the surface, she's in this sort of stable middle-class marriage. She has a son who's aspiring to be like her, a violin player. She doesn't really seem to have anything to complain about, does she? She seems that like she should be happy. I was just wondering, is this something that as an actress sort of halfway through her career you can identify with?
Yeah, I think it's something everyone can identify with, that you, at a certain point, you think, am I missing out on something? Or shouldn't I just really be in the moment and enjoy everything I have because it's fantastic and wonderful? But then again, and that's what I find so beautiful in this marriage, you can tell that he achieved that moment. He goes like, yeah, but I'm not continuously telling myself I should be someone else. Just accept what you and who you are and enjoy it, embrace it. But that's nothing anyone can tell you. It's like if you're in love, no one can tell you don't be in love. You gotta go through life and things, and that's what I find beautiful about her, that she fights through it. I can identify with that there are moments in your life where you know everything should be okay, but you just can't bring yourself to see it.
Qui est-ce qui joue?
C'était toi.
C'est un peu immature.
C'est ça qui est beau.
And you had to learn the violin. How was that?
Well, that was hard. But I didn't learn how to play the violin. I got an idea. I can play these, I don't know, how do you call it, like scales. I can do that. But I had a wonderful teacher, Marie Kogge, who really, in a very playful way, took all the pressure away from me, and I really had the feeling I could learn this instrument intuitively. And that told me so much about Anna. It's this balance of control and letting go. And this is what Anna is looking for.
Hilfst unterm Arm. Bisschen schneller. Weiter. Lass locker.
And around the same time that you were filming The Audition, you filmed Pelican Blood, where you play a horse trainer who adopts a young girl, a troublesome young girl. How do you prepare for roles that have such a big turnaround like that?
While I was doing Pelican Blood on the weekends via Skype, I had lessons with the violin for this one. But with Pelican Blood, that I had time to work with the horses, to learn about horsemanship and the different, because I actually had to do scenes with horses. and to kind of make them turn around, make it, all these kind of things. So you got to get into this flow with the animal and all, and how to, and that was as fascinating as learning the violin. That's the beautiful thing about my job, I find, that I get to dive into professions and get a little idea of what these people are doing and what it's all about.
Another thing that you're quite lucky because you can act in different languages. Because we know you as well for English-speaking roles, such as Homeland and A Most Wanted Man. Is it different acting in different languages?
Well, I don't know if it's different. I'm still the same actress, but what it does is I can't control it as much because I don't know, is this the melody a mother speaker would use? Is this, or do I have a very German flat way of doing it? So I can't really control if what I try to bring across really comes across. And in that lies a freedom as well. For example, now I worked in shadow play with Taylor Kitsch, and he's a very free actor, very intuitive. So I felt, with him, my body language becomes more loose. Everything is more, confident and easy. And then I work with a Russian actor, and I feel how I go, and it's none of it is better or worse. It's just different. So I embrace it. I have a lot of fun exploring it.
The director who you've worked the most with is Christian Petzold. You've made 6 films with him. One of them was Barbara, set in Germany in the 1980s about people living behind the wall. It's the 30th anniversary this year. I just wondered, what do you remember about that time?
Well, I was a kid, a teenager, and I remember this whole year really, up to the 9th of November 1989, which was some sort of a thriller for us. I was living at that time in Stuttgart, so I was quite far away from Berlin, and so we only saw it on our little television every night in the news, and it was this build-up of continuous peaceful protest, and it wouldn't let go. And you would think, what will the Russians do? What will the Americans do? What is it? It was a time of, it was really like a thriller, up to this moment where you see the wall come down, which was for us like it was surreal, and also not immediately clear, what does this mean? What will we all do? How will this Germany get together, and will they let us? And what? So it was a time, as far as I remember, of uncertainty, of hope, and just pure joy, also.
And 30 years on, we've still got walls around the world separating people.
Yeah, and some want to build
Some
new
people
ones.
want to build new walls. There's growing populism. There's Brexit. What do you think about the place we're at now in the world?
I don't quite understand how we ended up here. It's somewhat sad, and I hope we can turn it around. I have hope. I have the feeling that people might just soon enough see that this is heading in the wrong direction. And we have to turn it around and look at each other and be curious about each other and get into a conversation again. We just gotta talk. And that's why I find films really important, because we tell each other's stories. Because if we don't know about each other, how should we understand each other? Because sometimes you find we're more similar than we thought.
I just wanted to ask you about an upcoming TV series on Netflix called Criminal.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
It's a project from 4 countries. It's Spain, France, Britain, and Germany. It's all set in the same room. It's an interrogation room. And each country has 3 episodes. The detectives have somewhat a bow of a story. But it's exactly what I said. You learn about the country's different interrogation styles. You learn about the culture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Innocent.